That we take to this group with being very deliberate and kind of careful and intimate with every note that we play and put out there, because we're so exposed and there's so few of us. You know, everything we play is that much more important. Well, God, I mean, I think that some of the most freedom one can experience in music and in writing especially is by having restrictions, because if you have to write for something in particular, or if you have a certain ensemble of sounds that you're dealing with, then it's going to force you to see things in a different way that you haven't seen before.
I think it's also really cool, like, because our instruments are so different, and there's only one of us on each instrument. It's like we're kind of free to express like ourselves as a soloist almost all the time. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of really a lot more than in maybe some other ensembles where you kind of have to play a sort of role that is designated to you.
So you feel more individual freedom when you're playing?
Yeah, I mean, you said, like, with the three of us, like, there's only three of you, like, how much can you do? But I feel like it's actually the opposite. Like, because there are only three of us, I can do.
Yeah, what can you do? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else is here to get in our way. The material for the album was just kind of all these tunes that we either wrote for the group or brought into the group and transformed in the way that we were describing, and it seemed like kind of this random conglomeration of tunes, but when we recorded all of them and put them all together, it was like, wow, they kind of fit and had a flow,
like a vibe.
Yeah. There's a sound there, and that was really
sound underground.
Yeah. It's a sound. Oh. We sometimes use the horns themselves as rhythm section instruments, and I think they like that challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. As a trumpet player, and as a saxophone player, we don't necessarily get to take over those roles in a band, but we do with this group.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah.
We all really like it, I think.
That happens a lot with these tunes. We bring them in sounding one way, and they leave sounding a totally different way.
Yeah, especially when there's only three of us, it's kind of nice to have it played a little differently every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeps us on our toes, keeps it interesting. That's what jazz is all about, isn't it?
And that was the Sound Underground. That was David Leon on the alto saxophone, Alec Aldred on the trumpet, and Jonah Udall on the guitar.